yeah, to the point, technicians want to make money, they want to stay busy, but that culture piece that you've been driving, I listened to a couple of your other interviews. Is that something that you've just been doing, like building blocks along the way, or is this something that was part of you before you even got into Freeman?
It's always been a passion of mine. I mean, positive morale is your best efficiency tool. You know, if you got 90% of the people 90% happy 90% of the time, you're going to get a lot more done.
Yeah.
Um, I have I have done a lot of continuing education on it. We've gotten a lot of exposure through all the groups that I'm in. You know, Discover Leadership. I ran a real big shop for a long time, and I was pretty strict, and it worked for that era. But I kind of rode that bus all the way to the end, and then I went into really luxury environment, and I realized that there was some people that I really didn't like working with,
Mhm.
that I didn't think had very good attitudes sometimes, or wouldn't take things that were important to me seriously. But I realized, like, I mean, these are people that could literally like not have to look up procedures to take a Lamborghini Aventador completely apart and put it back together. I mean, so that really taught me that, hey, it's not about me. And then, do I want to be right or do I want to get a result?
Yeah.
And then, really coming in here and seeing how damaged it was, and I just identified what was missing. People didn't have a voice. When they did talk, they felt like it was, something that was almost frowned upon. They didn't get a chance to help build the clubhouse that we're all hanging out in. So buy-in from my team is super important, and the flexibility. So I think that's where, and I've said this before on some other stuff, but I think the independents and even smaller MSOs that really have their finger on the pulse. I think we have a much greater opportunity to pivot.
Right.
So I think that being flexibility on dumb stuff like, hey, can I take one Friday off a month because of my church wants to do something, or my kids got this game, or it's like, hey, I know nobody else does, but can I come in at 6 and leave at 2 because my wife got a new job, or whatever it is. Like I work really hard to say yes, and it's something that really costs no money, but at the end of the day, we're not less efficient. Most of the time we're more, because they're engaged, and I'll tell them, hey, as long as we're getting it done, and we don't see any effects of this, we can make it happen. And then they have some skin in the game and in the process, and making sure that it's effective.